Betty, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Welcome to the Zedos podcast. Today joining me is Sacha, Allari, Kenan, Akbulut, and Deelan, Sital. I'm Joseph Buchanan, and this is the topics we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about Rogue One. There's a new trailer that came out for that. We're going to be talking about Kingsman, The Golden Circle, which is a sequel to Kingsman. Charlize Theron has been cast in Furious 8, The Edge of Tomorrow. Marvel Studio characters will appear in the next Spider-Man film, which is that's going to be an interesting discussion, and the Mummy Reboot with Tom Cruise. And on our other segment, we'll be talking about the films that are coming out this week. Following. So let's get right to it. The Rogue One trailer, guys. I'm sure everyone's seen this trailer.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And what do you make of it? What in terms of a trailer that is supposed to... what did you make of it first? Because I've got other questions that I want to ask you about that. But what did you make of it in terms of a trailer, a teaser trailer?
Loved it. Loved it.
I need more.
What was there to hate, man? Like, Jesus Christ, out of all these anthology movies, or Star Wars stories as they're calling them now, yeah, I like this trailer very much. It did pay a lot of fan service if you're a huge Star Wars fan. I mean, like, you got, like, Yavin 4, the Rebel base, right there, straight out of A New Hope. I liked how they showed it from another angle, because you saw it from the temple kind of entrance, which you never saw in the movies and stuff. Because I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the geography of it, because, like, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I was just like, holy shit, that's the base from another angle. Then you got into the control tower, where Princess Leia and General Dodonna are, like, controlling the base, like, you know, like the Death Star run and stuff. And you've got Mothma. You've got a new actress playing Mothma, or should I say old one. They've got the girl that played her in Revenge of the Sith that got cut in the deleted scene, where, because George Lucas shot a deleted scene where they actually show the formation of the Rebel Alliance, or early versions of that, with Jimmy Smith, and you got Natalie Portman and stuff, and she was there. She had quite a bit of a role, and they recast the same actress, and funnily enough, it's more than 10 years later now. Probably, she looks just like the freaking actress that played her in Return of the Jedi, and she, you know, fair enough, she's 10 years younger or 8 years younger than that actor would be from what she becomes. But it's like they got a clone person. You know what I mean? Like, literally. I understand she's in that TV show with Matt LeBlanc episodes as well. Yeah. So she's done quite a lot of stuff, and yeah, like, I'm really looking forward to the movie. I mean, like, you know, I noticed they had, like, a London Underground station in the movie. Yeah, everyone's been talking about that here in London. So it's like, hey, wait, I've been there. I can go to Yavin 4 now. It doesn't have to be in South America anymore. I can just go down and get the tube and be in there, man. I noticed, like, as they're running in that scene, there was a droid right next to him, and that droid's from Shadows of the Empire. He's in the Shadows of the Empire game, and I was like, wow, I recognise that droid and shit. I was getting my nerd on all over, up and down in that trailer. I'm telling you, man, I got a feeling Vader's going to be in there. He's, like, bending down with the Emperor guards there in that shot.
Okay, that's a question. Do you actually think that's Vader?
That is Vader. There's only... Okay, when you got the Emperor guards in the red thing, they're only there to address the Emperor, okay, during transmission or whatever, okay? There's only one guy that bows down to that man.
But Vader's never worn a hood.
Yeah, that's going to be my point.
So Vader's... so my question would be...
Is it a hood or is it
the
hood?
It's a hood.
Is it a hood?
And for me, the stature of the person doesn't seem to be a Vader, like broad enough.
Yeah.
My question is...
Yeah.
Is it Darth Jar Jar?
Darth Jar Jar.
That would be an instant turn of
events. Can you imagine?
There'd be some left side shit right there.
That would be freaking epic. You know, but originally I thought, you know, could they whip it out? Could it be Darth Maul? You know, but now, you know, now following on from Rebels, I don't know where that's going to go, but I don't think that is Vader in there, and I don't think they would have teased Vader.
Maybe it's an Inquisitor.
So yeah, I think it might be somebody else. Yeah. I have heard that Vader is in this potentially. How much we're going to see of him? Because my question to this is, Well, first of all, okay, great. We're getting another Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how many people think this is a follow-on from Force Awakens, or
That's
whether they actually
true.
realise
That is very true.
that it's set at a different time.
That's my issue with it.
The fact that they put it as a Star Wars story and it hasn't got an episode to it, hopefully people will trigger on it. Because they'll start asking questions. They'll start asking people who are Star Wars fans, where is this? Now, for me, this is the first film we're going to have where it's all new characters, potentially bar Vader. So you haven't got Anakin's story in there, unless it's Vader's makes an appearance.
Offshoot storyline.
Yes, completely offshoot.
So you guys don't count. So you guys don't count the Battle for Endor.
No, not in terms of these movie universes. Yeah, no one else is going to be kind of involved in that. So are we going to have Jedis in this film?
Yeah.
That's going to be another question. Is there a Jedi around? Is any of these characters that we've seen on screen
no,
a
I meant the
Jedi?
Ewok movie.
No.
Yeah, Cavalry Courage and the Battle for Endor, the two fantasy films set on Endor. You got Wicket.
What in God's name are you talking about?
What the hell are you talking about? Seriously,
is that even canon anymore?
We'll have to ask Lucasfilm.
Right,
I mean,
okay.
you know what? There were 2 spin-off movies. George was included.
Okay, going back to my point.
Sure.
This whole thing is going to confuse the hell out because
the casuals.
For Star Wars fans, it's great.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But if you read some of the comments,
moviegoer.
it's like, is this episode 8? And that's why I kept saying, is this episode 8?
It's another Star Wars film about a Death Star.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, okay, this one's not going to blow up at the end.
Yeah.
But it's all centered around it. So if you're not familiar with where this is set, so this is set just before Episode 4.
Yeah.
It is the rebels are trying to capture the plans for the Death Star, which is the opening segment to Episode 4, where Princess Leia is sending the plans down with R2-D2 escaping the ship. So I want to know how close. Is the end of Rogue One going to be the handover to the plans to the droids? Is that exactly where the movie's going to finish off? So, because if they've stolen the plans, they need to get them out quick before the plans change or whatever. So there's not going to be a big gap between episode 4.
Well, that's the whole point, because like the opening of A New Hope, they're after the plans.
Yeah.
They're chasing Tantive 4 with Princess Leia on board to get those plans. You know what I mean? That is the opening to A New Hope. So does it lead directly into A New Hope?
I can see them loading those plans up to R2-D2.
Yeah. Well, no. But it's Leia that loads the plan to R2-D2.
She sets the hologram, but I don't know if he's already had the plans installed.
She records the hologram.
She records the hologram, but I don't know if she loads them in herself.
She does.
Yeah? Oh, okay, cool.
She does.
So, is there going to be a disc, right, they'll give it to someone, right, get this to Princess Leia, or get this to so-and-so, so that would be
I don't think we'll see that scene.
So, so that would be interesting to see if they tie that in. In terms of who's in it, Felicity Jones, I think, again, another strong female lead.
Yeah.
Which is really great to see. She was in The Theory of Everything and I think first season of True Story.
Yeah. Finally, you got Donnie Yen.
Sorry.
Donnie Yen has been someone that should be in more fucking Western movies. Except for Shanghai Nights or Noons, whichever one he was in. Forget that movie.
I guarantee you, Donnie Yen will not be used in the way you want him to be.
Yeah, I can imagine.
True. But you know what? I'm just glad he's in movies. I mean, it's got a fantastic cast. I mean, Forrest Whitaker, Ghost Dog is in Star Wars, yo.
Yeah.
All right, like that's what I mean. Like he's like a real underrated actor. He really is.
What's his character in this one? Is he playing?
He's got an Oscar. He's not underrated.
No. I mean, the Butler, Last King of Scotland. He's got some acting.
Oh yeah, that's true. But lately, I've just seen him play like. The cop.
Yeah, because he's won an Oscar. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly, right?
No, but take him free. I'm just a cop. What's it? Not Sabotage. What was the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he's just a cop?
Yeah, no, I know which one you're talking about.
Which one?
Was that the one where he's the sheriff in the small town?
No.
Was that it?
No, it was Sabotage.
It was Sabotage? Oh, okay, I haven't seen Sabotage yet.
It's like, you know what, the past 3-4 movie roles he's played, it's like he's played the same character. Like, literally, like, hey, I've got... No, it wasn't Sabotage, it was... The first one.
The sheriff one.
The sheriff one.
Yeah, because he's the one communicating onto the phone
That's
saying
right.
this guy's coming
That is
down.
right. That's right. I had to.
The Last Stand. Last Stand.
The Last Stand. There we
Yeah.
go. The Last Stand. I mean, like, you know, I think it's got a fantastic cast. I mean, like, you've got the villain from James Bond. That was Hannibal. What's his name?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen's in
Yeah.
there.
That's his name.
Yeah, so you know Hannibal, Bond villain. You've also got Ben Mendelsohn. Mendelsohn.
That was he
Mendelsohn,
looked like he was playing a Grand Admiral. in
Yeah,
that.
so
He's
like
got
a white corporal
thing,
outfit.
and he's got the cape, which makes a lot of Star Wars fans go, well, they're acknowledging there's Grand Admirals in this. Will Grand Admiral Thrawn maybe not be in this movie? Is he canon again? Will he show up in the Star Wars universe? Grand Admiral Thrawn was this blue alien kind of thing. He was a blue alien with red eyes. He was like a Grand Admiral, and he was like one of the Emperor's like most.
You know, I just had a flashback from TIE Fighters when I used to play the TIE
Yeah,
Fighters
he's
game.
in the game. Yeah, he's totally in the game.
Interesting.
He's in, okay. Grand Admiral Thrawn's in a lot of like the old expanded universe stuff. There was like when they first started doing novels, there was these 3 novels that came out, and a lot of Star Wars fans kind of looked at it as the next Star Wars, like Adventures of Luke, Han, and Leia, and they were written by a novelist called Timothy Zahn, and his main villain was Grand Admiral Thrawn, and you know what I mean, like. Thrawn has become like such a beloved villain in the Star Wars universe that like they've put him in games, they've put him in comic books. You know what I mean? He's crossed all the media except for the movies, of course. I think one of the things that people really wanted to see was have him show up in the prequels, or at least cameo in the prequels. And I think the time for them to ever do that was probably that last shot where you got Tarkin and Vader and the Emperor on that deck, like putting him there. I think that was the shot to put him in the prequels, just there, and not having to have a role, but having like that little wink there. But the fact that they're acknowledging Grand Admirals in canon now kind of gives us hope that maybe we might get the blue skinned guy up in there.
Yeah, I mean Ben Mendelsohn, who's playing him, he's a great actor.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't know if you've seen him in Bloodline, the Netflix series. He is amazing in that. That's a great show. It's also got the guy from Friday Night Lights and stuff like that. It's Bloodline. Yeah, check it out on Netflix. It's an awesome show. I mean, he's absolutely fantastic in it. And yeah, I mean, such a strong cast. And for me, when I'm watching, because obviously we're talking about the trailer, when I really like the piano music. The stripped back piano. I know it has been used like recently, like maybe like Jurassic World and stuff like that.
I was just about to say that.
You know, so it has been, but I just, for that tune just works for me, and it works right at the beginning and then right at the end when you get the actual logo come up.
For me, it needed to feel different from the episodes.
Yeah, and I think that's why.
You know, that's just it. I mean, like, I have no problem with John Williams not being in the. What's it in the spin-off movies? Okay, scoring the spin-off movies, because I feel that they need to be different from the episodes. Do you know what I mean? I feel they need to have, because even when you look at it, it has a different tone.
Yeah, it does have a different
war
feel.
Tone, and that's what they're going for.
Yeah,
and
Saving Private Rebels.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the tone of it, right?
I'm totally enjoying it. I mean, like, look, that end shot with the walkers, and you know what I loved about it? The fact they're on a tropical kind of planet as well. It's like something, you know, they've brought something new, yet at the same, giving you something old as well. And I like the mix. Like the new Stormtroopers, the first thing they showed of this thing was the picture of those Stormtroopers. A lot of people are thinking, are those the Death Troopers that were in the game Dark Forces? Because they had similar looking kind of Stormtroopers kind of thing.
Feels like it's going to be basically like an espionage movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's like breaking and
like a heist movie almost.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, you know, by what I heard, you know, they're trying to steal the plans. The main character, you know, she has something to do with, you know, the Death Star itself, by the looks of it. You've got her at the end in the TIE Fighter uniform.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming maybe she used to be a TIE Fighter pilot that maybe joined the rebellion or something. The only thing that upset me though is that, you know, they've confirmed the name of the character to the guy with the moustache. I don't know who the actor is, but they confirmed the name to the guy with the moustache, and he's not Biggs Darklighter. I was kind of hoping that he was, because Biggs Darklighter's, like, if you know about the Star Wars films, that was a character that was cut from the original A New Hope film.
Okay.
He's in the Death Star run.
He's in the games as well.
He's in the games as well. No, he's not in the games.
Yeah, he is.
No,
He's in
that's
Rogue Leader.
Wedge. That's Wedge.
No, trust me, he's in the games as well.
He's not, because he died on Death Star 1.
He's in the games as well.
He's not.
He is.
He's not in the games. He died.
Doesn't matter.
He died. Wedge. There's Wedge and Biggs.
Okay, sure.
Anyway, point I'm trying to say is, Wedge was this guy that was Luke's best friend. You know what I mean? He joined the rebellion. He used to work for the Empire, and he was trying to tell Luke, "Come join. I'm going to be doing some missions and stuff. Come join us and stuff." And he was like, "No, I got to stay with my uncle and grow crops and shit." But like, yeah, we were all kind of hoping Moustache Guy was him, but no, it wasn't him. That's the point I'm trying to make. But anyway.
I think ultimately we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Joe, what's your thoughts on the score? I know you're very I know you love John Williams and stuff, and I know you're not a fan of the piano music, but what's your take? I mean, like, come on, man.
The music for the trailer, it's standard now. It didn't particularly excite me, and it didn't throw me off. Okay, it's a familiar tune, but they've done it in 3 other trailers and for other films.
Yeah.
And it's started. Oh, okay, they're gonna go with this beat. I thought it would have. The trailers from the early 2000s, there was a certain style that those trailers had. I thought they would have gone for that, because Saving Private. If you look at the trailer for Saving Private Ryan, it starts. It doesn't start with any music. It starts off with I think it's Tom Hanks with the bottle in his hand and his hand shaking.
Yeah.
And I thought they would have started off with something like that, then go into the Lucasfilm and everything.
Yeah.
And I thought they're going to go for something like that. As for the music, I'm not bothered if that John Williams isn't coming back for it. But they have to keep it. They have to keep some consistency.
Some tonally consistency.
Yeah. And so
you can't make it too different.
Yeah, you can't have, all of a sudden have like a jazz flute in it or something. And so
no Spider-Man. I think if Slice Noodles and his Cantina Band or whatever like did their thing, they could probably get away with the jazz flute.
It seems to me that. I guess we didn't get this from the original trailers either, but I can't see where there's going to be room for much humour in this one.
Oh, no.
Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a very different tone, and it doesn't look like you're going to have any comic relief, because all the characters you've seen on screen, you're not like, they're going to deliver, and they're going to like chew up their scenes and their lines and stuff, and no one's going to be cracking jokes in this, to what I can see. The only one that potentially might be the comic relief, I can't remember, I don't know the character's name, but he's in the room where she's giving the instructions. You get flash glimpse of him. He's wearing the name tag, and he's one of the rebels, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think potentially he's going to be that sort of like softer character.
I'm going to call it here. I'm going to call it here on that, and this is a prediction, and this is. You would have heard it here first, and this is a hunch. I haven't. This is off of stuff like I'm just trying to progress here. Either episode 8 or this movie, I'm predicting Chopper from Rebels will show up.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm actually predicting that.
Okay, again.
It makes more sense for Rogue One than Ep 8.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I'm not going to say what I'm basing that on.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But,
Chopper's the droid from Rebels.
Okay.
He's the astromech droid from Rebels.
Okay.
Okay. I think out of the 2 films, I think he's more likely going to be in Rogue One, because that's kind of a more fit to what the Rebels show is. You ask for comic relief, you don't get funnier than Chopper.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I'm saying. I know it's a war movie and stuff, but like, cool cameo there.
Okay.
But,
Going back to what I was originally going to say. I think this might slightly alienate people.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot going on. If it's like Game. Do you know when Game of Thrones started and people watched the people that read the books knew what was going on. Oh yeah, this character's doing this. And say what? Who? What? What?
Yeah.
And I'm getting that slight thing with this. That people that know, and people that are casual film goers will just know what's going on. Oh, it's Death Star. Is this what is this?
But is it any different to the Marvel films?
Yeah,
in a way. I mean, like,
different. You know what the timeline is in the Marvel films. Yeah,
I guess. But then
the Marvel films are titled sequentially to what's going on.
Yeah, true.
And with George, this is why George Lucas was a freaking mastermind. He put episode numbers to it separates whatever was going to come. Like for this Star Wars film, it's called the Star Wars story. If you had episode 8 or 7 on the last one, it would completely differentiate what we're going to see now.
Yeah.
And I think that was a big mistake, losing the episode numbers, and so it would just be easier.
Do you feel that it should have been called Star Wars Anthology rather than a Star Wars story?
Yeah, just to keep Star Wars Anthology would just be in a
novel.
It would be an easy way of separating the main story, the Skywalker storyline, from whatever the offshoot is, and I guess that's down to the marketing.
Yeah, so you prefer the original thing that they came out with. Yeah.
When you saw Star Wars Episode 1, so, oh right, you automatically looked on, this is
But
before.
do you think that was more a marketing thing from
Yes, of
Lucasfilm? No, originally, because
I think that's from George Lucas.
If you think of the original Star Wars, they never... You know what I mean? You never, because they didn't need to, because they were the first. But especially with Empire Strikes Back, because when Empire Strikes Back, it was just called The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
It was never called. It was called Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, but there was no. And same with Return of the Jedi. I mean, like, you only knew about the episodes until you went into the theatre. I mean, like the original Star Wars didn't have Episode 4. That was only put on like during the 4th re-release of the movie, which came like when they used to re-release films back in the 70s and the early 80s. That only came out in 8. That cut of the film that we've grown up on through VHS and DVD, etc., and Blu-ray, that's only existed since 1980, not 77. And do you know what I mean? When it came to Empire Strikes Back, it was Episode 5, and people were like, "Huh, what the fuck?" I thought this was number 2. Do you know what I mean?
Like
So I you know what? I hear what you're coming from.
No, it just makes sense for a casual audience.
Yeah.
When you saw Episode 1, you immediately thought, okay, this is before. There was no question. It's before the other episodes that you saw.
Well, you know what? I remember watching A New Hope on the re-release for the special editions, and I remember going in there with my best friend Simon Barrett and a couple of people in front of us. They were like, "I thought we came in to see the first one." You know what I mean? Like, literally. I thought because the thing said Episode 4, or even on they're like, "I thought we came in to see the first one." So I went out to complain to the cinema management that we came in to see Episode 1. And like, you know what I mean? And then they come back in and they don't watch the movie. It's like, oh, okay, it makes no sense. Why is it on number 4? Do you know what I mean? But this has always been a Star Wars thing, really. You're always going to get that confusion with Star Wars. You know what I mean?
But that's why George, because he was a genius when he came up with the episode, because it just puts everything into order. Anyway.
Because all the other spin-offs they do, whether it's an Obi-Wan or whether it's Boba Fett, Han Solo, how are they going to dictate the time period?
Exactly.
You know, is this between 4 and 5? Is this between 5 and 6?
I think.
Is this between 2 and 3?
They've said that
it's going to be very difficult to market. So I think that is why they actually probably won't put a timestamp on it. But that's why I don't want to necessarily revisit those characters in their younger years. We spoke about Obi-Wan last week.
Yeah.
And I think that works fine because the same person can play that character. Yeah. I don't actually want to see a young Han Solo film.
Yeah, me neither.
Not
unless it was Harrison Ford and Chewie before Force Awakens. Yeah, that's the only way I'd buy it.
No, they're still too old.
Even still,
No, so there's certain films that I don't want to see, but at the end of the day, they've said they're going to release a Star Wars film every year.
Disney are going to force it down your throat, and you're going to like it.
You know what I'd like to see, and this is going back to the EU. I'd love them to do a Tales of the Jedi. There was a comic book series called Tales of the Jedi. It was set before the video game Knights of the Old Republic. If I know any Star Wars fans that know what the hell I'm talking about, answer on the thread below this thing. Seriously, lots of love for that comic book series, because you know what? If you want to read some awesome shit that isn't fucking, Skywalker legacy and stuff, that has just bare Jedis and bare Sith just going at it and some crazy... There could be a bear Sith. Nah, seriously, you could have. Seriously, there was shit in that comic. There'd be like a bear-like alien, and like he'd be a Sith, and he'd be fucking people.
I've not seen that before. I'd like to see.
No, seriously, they had Adam. No, seriously, serious talk for real.
Lucasfilm, if you're listening, I want bear Jedi. Bear Jedi. I've not seen that yet.
For real talk here. There was like this Jedi master, and his name was not Ulick Queldroma. That was the hero. Anyway, there was this Jedi Master that this Jedi who called Nomi Sunrider. She would ride it.
Nobby Sunrider.
Nomi.
Okay.
Naomi, whatever.
Naomi, maybe.
Either way, her master was this big giant lizard, kind of like the thing Obi-Wan kind of rode in
Episode
Revenge of the
3.
Sith. Yeah. But no, this thing was kind of like half like lion, half like lizard. It was weird. And the thing was kind of like Aslan from fucking Narnia, basically. And he was a Jedi fucking master. He couldn't like hold the lightsaber, but he used the force powers and shit, like boom, force push, Jedi mind tricks.
Sounds like some trippy
some
comics.
nut shit. No, some nut shit. Oh, and he ate people. So you know,
Friendly Jedi.
he
Friendly
ate people.
Jedi.
he was like Battle Cat, bro. He was like force wielding Battle Cat. I want to see that shit in Star Wars. Seriously, all right.
Dude, what do you think of the trailer?
I loved it aesthetically. Coming in as a non-fanboy Star Wars fan, I do love this lightsaber and stuff, but I don't know the whole, the time period to a detail. But coming in aesthetically, it looks amazing. It feels like the old school, episode 4, 5, and 6 style movies, the way it was shot. And then a few characters in there which kind of gave me a flashback. This Mole, what's her name?
Mon Mothma?
Mon Mothma.
Again, playing X-Wing and TIE Fighter, those games, like, oh shit, I remember that girl. Oh, that woman who was always giving out medals and stuff. So all these little bits and pieces, kind of sort of connected the dots for me.
She didn't give a medal to Chewie, though.
No.
Yeah.
Chewie
you, Chewie.
Chewie always gets chumped, man. Even in Force Awakens, where was his hug? Where was
that's
Man's
true.
hug?
Princess Leia's just like, walk past Chewie, straight to this girl she met like earlier
Just
that day.
now, no, just now, just then.
Wow, just
It's
crazy.
just like, for fuck's
You're
sake.
old news now. I don't need you no more. So you.
He got his hug earlier in the film.
Okay, well, yeah, that's that comes out this December, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, fantastic. On to the next topic, Kingsman and the Golden Circle. It's a sequel to Kingsman, if you didn't get that already. This is they released a poster last week, which suggests that a character is coming back. Spoilers, Colin Firth. All the posters says that reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated. It sounds like something that Colin Firth would say, and it's got a pair of glasses with one of the eyes poked out, and that's suggesting a return. And so it's to me, Colin Firth was one of the great things about that film, especially the church hall scene.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. In terms of this bringing him back in the seat, I don't know how they're going to do that. But
Didn't he get shot in the head?
spoilers,
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what I mean.
Yeah, I mean that quote comes from Mark Twain. So it is a literature thing, and so you can see why they kind of use that. And yeah,
it's something that his character would say.
His character would say. Yeah, I mean Kingsman, the first film, basically it did 128 million in the US. And it did 414 million worldwide. So that is sequel money. You know? And it's the director Matthew Vaughn's supposed to be back for this as well. And this is his thing. So he left the X-Men franchise to do Kingsman. So, and he said if the first one did well, he would go on to do it. Taron Egerton, the main kid in it.
He's going to be Han Solo.
He's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I could totally see him as a young Solo if we have to see that film. But, so he's just been in Eddie the Eagle, which is currently out on release.
Oh, fantastic film.
Yeah, he was in Legend with Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
You might have missed it. Yeah, you might have missed his character a few times, but he was almost like the comic relief when the two were fighting all the time. He'd be like egging them on and stuff. You don't notice him that much in it. But he's also, which I only found out today, he's actually starring as Robin Hood in Robin Hood Origins with Jamie Foxx.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
What the hell is Jeremy Foxx going to be in that film?
Maybe he's going to play like the Morgan Freeman character
Freeman,
from
yeah.
Prince of Thieves. Maybe
Typical
they're
black
gonna do, like, a reboot. It's just like, but yeah, I didn't even know that film was coming out. And I was like, wow, okay. Like you say, poster teaser. Mark Strong's coming back. I really liked his character in it as well. And also added to the cast is Julianne Moore.
Yes,
and Halle Berry.
She's going to be the antagonist.
Yeah, so that's what my question would be. You know, with Julianne Moore and Halle Berry, which would you rather see as the villain? Julianne
Moore.
Reason being? Have we not seen her do something similar in other things?
See, I think Halle Berry, and that's mainly because you have an Oscar caliber actress that hasn't really done much.
She took
in a
Forrest
really long
Whitaker,
time.
right?
Yeah, no, hear me out. She hasn't done much in a long time to prove why she's great.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's no offense to Miss Berry because she is mighty talented, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think if she was the villain and chewed the fuck out of that role, put her back on the map and shut everyone up, and in the hands of Matthew Vaughn, come on, man, that is gold. Mind you, any actor that works with Matthew Vaughn is gold. The guy has not made a shit film yet, in my opinion. That's my personal opinion.
If Halle Berry was the protagonist, would you be typecasting? So Samuel L. Jackson in the first one, Halle Berry in the second one.
Yeah, I hear what you're on about. I hear what you're on about.
It could be a little bit.
Yeah, I can see.
I don't know. Yeah, right.
I didn't really look at it like that.
Yeah.
But now that you say that, it's like,
the Kingsman, the Golden Circle, black people are bad. You know, it's just like it's a little bit tough to swallow because the good guys are very much a white. British agency. So I think you got to be a little bit careful of that. So I can imagine Halle Berry actually being on the good side. Maybe this Golden Circle is another Kingsman group, or maybe they're the bad, evil version of the Kingsman group.
It's like the
So Julianne, exactly, something like that. So I agree with you. I think I'd like to see maybe Julianne Moore do it. Maybe Halle Berry. But what I'm worried about is Halle Berry going to play that character like she did in Bond.
The in-between character that doesn't really
who was supposed to have her own spin-off and all this when it came out.
Because that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Fox or something.
No,
I can't even remember.
Jade or Jinx.
Jinx, that sounds familiar,
Yeah, damn right, she did jinx that movie.
Yeah.
No, she didn't. The director did.
Yeah, but I mean, Kingsman, like I said, I love the first film. It's actually there's a slightly different edit as well on like DVD and online. Basically, spoilers. So when you get to the end of the movie and you have the anal joke references, it's actually cut out of some copies.
No way.
Yeah.
Is that because of
the joke and it's like where you can put it anywhere? That's actually cut out, and even the last scene is kind of edited and taken out. And I was just like, that's really interesting, But so you actually have to, actually a slightly different rated version. Everything else in the movie is the same, all the killings and decapitations and
so shooting a whole bunch of people in the church is fine,
but making an anal joke is like a big no-no. It was kind of unexpected. I guess I didn't know what to take of this film. And as I'm sitting there through this film, I enjoyed it. I mean, I remember me and my sister was just like, should we watch a film one afternoon? I was like, have you seen Kingsman? She was like, no. She loved it. Then she was like, the next day to her boyfriend, right, you have to see this film. And it's one of those that you recommend it to other people definitely. Because it's just so enjoyable. And what's interesting, you'll lead on to it, the female villain in it with the blades for feet. She's actually going to be in another movie which we're going to talk about later as well. But I thought she was great in it as well, And the fighting scenes, the action scenes were great. And they tried to do the Bond-esque type stuff with some of the tech, but it wasn't over the top. So you had this umbrella that could do certain things and stuff like that.
That's actually pretty cool.
But but I really liked it because it wasn't so crazy. It was a very much a fun Bond-esque type, but I really enjoyed it. So I'm really looking forward to the second one. I'm really glad that they're doing it.
One thing I really loved about that, it was the action scenes, the fighting in there. It's just a whole new level of how you do martial arts. And the way they shot it, I was like really surprised by. So I haven't seen to this day, I haven't seen another film do exactly the same kind of style.
Well, like again, ever since The Matrix, everything's had to up their game. Because the Matrix, that's the level you've got to get to now, and everyone steadily, everyone's caught up to that and surpassed it in the sense of what you see on the screen now. And so
for the best fighting sequences I think I've seen in a long time is Daredevil season 2.
Oh wow!
The fighting choreography in that series is just mind-blowing. And there's so much hand-to-hand combat in this series that it's ridiculous, and it's so well done. So that for me is a different kind of benchmark, especially for TV. It's clearly the best I've seen on TV ever.
Oh yeah, totally.
And so it's definitely what, you know, if you haven't caught up with Daredevil season 2 yet, watch it. Again, it's another one of those shows you don't have to be a comic book fan to enjoy it, because it's just a different kind of level.
Yeah, it's gritty. It's almost like a drama thriller.
It
almost
is.
like
It's like that first fight they had in the first season.
In the corridor. Yeah, very much like Raid style.
It was like they were talking about that, and they were like, "How are we gonna top this?" And they fucking did. And that set. When I think of that season, I think of that set piece immediately.
Yeah,
it's just so.
So
amazing.
I think, you know, they're gonna have to. So they're gonna have to step it up a little bit for Kingsman, because it was so good. And you know, how are they gonna top that church scene? Because everyone walks away remembering that.
Yeah.
So how are they going to do something similar to that? So that's what I want to kind of see.
Yeah.
Because that includes some first person point of view kind of stuff as well, and it was done well, integrated with other, you know, normal side shots. So yeah, bring it on. Bring on the Kingsman.
Yeah. Okay. There's one more thing I need to say about Kingsman. The part with the I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but. I think it was Michael Caine sitting at the table, and I'm not even sure if it's worth bringing up, to be honest, because I don't want to talk too much about the first one, but it was a really funny part where Michael Caine he just was uninvested at one point, and he's screw this, I'm evil.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little bit disjointed. I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but I thought it was a little bit disjointed, because he just declared, I'm evil. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I thought that was I thought it was funny, but never mind. Okay. Charlize Theron in Fast 8. Everyone seems to be joining the bandwagon for this film. It's like, hey, bring everyone, bring your friends, everyone's in this film.
When are they doing the crossover with these guys and the Expendables? I want to see that movie.
I was looking at the cast list, so whether it's going to be Fast and Furious 8 or Fast 8, it's going to be set. Yeah, it's going to be set in New York from the poster, which from a driving aspect isn't going to be the most exciting, because New York is just all blocks, square blocks. But look, Furious 7 did 1.5 billion worldwide. You know, it was absolutely huge. So all your main cast are coming back, sort of like Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Dwayne Johnson, Ludacris, and all that coming back. Also in this one, as well as Charlize Theron, you got obviously Jason Statham coming back. So whether he partners up with her, because he's going to be the evil guy back again. Eva Mendes is supposed to be in this as well, and also Lucas Black, who was the lead in the Tokyo Drift spin-off. He's credited on this one as well. So whether he's going to have a big, because what they obviously are going to do now is, who is going to be Vin Diesel's main man now that Paul Walker's character isn't there. Now for me, I think the reason why the Fast 7 did so well was people wanted to see how that was handled. You know, whether it was just the way they were going to sign off the character, how they did the CG and replaced him in the movie, because, you know, he died only about a few weeks into production. So it filmed a lot of stuff, but they're not even like half of his stuff. Also, Christopher Havuju, I don't even know how you pronounce his name. He plays Tormund in Game of Thrones, Norwegian actor. So he's in it as well. So he's going to bring some physicality to it as well, whether he's going to be the good or the bad side. But yeah, I mean, the Fast and Furious franchise for me is fun. It's you know, for me, when The Rock came in, it added something else to it. It was kind of cool. I like the way you invigorate that franchise a little bit. I had problems with, I think it was 6, the way the story was and stuff like that. 7 I went to see, more purely for the Paul Walker stuff. I think, you know.
It was a
8.
You know what? I got a rating for 7, because you know what? Who was the director of 7?
It's been the same director since...
No. They
for 7.
For 7, because it was a different director.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
not Justin Lin. It was
isn't
the guy that did Sinister.
It's the guy that's doing Star Trek now.
Yeah, he's doing the new Star Trek, isn't he? So I'll look it up.
I forgot his name.
I don't think it's the Star Trek guy.
Either way, they juggle their films, because he used to do horror.
Yeah. Either way, like, that was a hard...
James Wan,
because Justin Lin's the other guy. But Yeah, so James Wan, he had a hell of a task with Furious 7.
Yeah,
you know
amazing.
what I mean? And in my opinion, they still managed to knock it out the park and make a really good, entertaining movie, yet send off one of the franchise's oldest characters, you know what I mean? In a really beautiful way. I personally feel that. I know anyone that didn't cry in any showing of that particular movie. It was like it was a really good goodbye. And you know, could they have ended it then? Yeah, they could have. But you know, I think Paul Walker's legacy is in these films. You know, he would not want to see them stop at 7. And they were invested in at least another 3 more films after this. And they're just continuing the story as, you know, as planned and stuff, and just, you know what I mean?
No, I can totally see that.
Who could be the next right-hand man? Well, we'll have to see. I mean, like, I'd like to see Ludacris step up more in a role like he did in Too Fast and Too Furious. I mean, like, you know what? I got into this theory real late in the game. I saw the first one and I wasn't a fan. I'll tell you why I wasn't a fan. Because I saw it as a remake of one of my favourite films, Point Break, okay? And I didn't gravitate towards
it's
it.
It's better than the actual remake of Point Break.
Yeah, it is better than the actual remake of Point Break. But I never really watched the movies. It took Fast 5 for me to watch Fast 5 randomly with a few workmates, and I saw that movie. I was like, holy fuck! I really enjoyed that movie, and Sky was showing all the other ones back to back. So I was like, fuck it, let me just catch up on my Fast and Furious. And funnily enough, I'm in the camp of like, I actually quite like Tokyo Drift. I thought it was different to the other ones and stuff. And then when they brought in when they had number 4, they brought the old parts. What's it? When they brought the old gang back together again, I was like, wow. By that point, I got really into the series. And when it came to 7, you could slag off these movies for this, that, and the other.
I don't think anyone's slagging these movies.
People do, but I'm going to tell you this. Fast and Furious has never pretended to be anything other than what it is.
No, absolutely.
It never will do, and it will never have to apologise for that. You're either on board for the ride or you're not. And you know what? Fucking hell, surfboard that ride to Fast and Furious 100. I'm fucking there as long as Vin Diesel's in there. So, you know what I mean?
Is that going to be in spaceships?
Screw it, man. They are what they are. They're fun. They are fun fucking movies, man.
Yeah, I think you're right. James Wan, he had a lot to deal with, in terms of cast, the writing, and that shows because he's actually directing Aquaman. Part of the DC
that's just
universe.
it.
So, he's got the credentials. Yeah, where that is. But yeah, I mean, for me, I think what I liked about the Furious franchise is actually what they did well with tying in the timeline.
Yeah.
With Tokyo Drift.
Oh, because that was the consistency.
I thought that was really, really clever the way they kind of did it. So it's not actually in order of that, and that's why it's not called Furious or 3, or it's just called Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
That upset me.
It's actually slightly different.
You know what? That upset me because I had to relive the trauma of like I said, Tokyo Drift was like my favourite out of the 3 kind of thing. Han was such a cool character, such a cool character. And then, that was the thing, when I saw 5, I was like, who's this Oriental guy? And I was just like, he is so cool. And like, when you watch all the films, like, in order, he's like one of the coolest characters. And then it was just kind of like, oh yeah, he dies, fuck. And then, seriously, I like the last one, because it had, I was going to say Jason Bourne, Jason Statham. Jason Statham was like the fucking Terminator in that movie. He was a fantastic villain. I think that's the best Statham doing something a little different that we'd seen in a while. I hope he's back in the next one.
He is.
Oh, is he?
Listed to be
excellent.
In it, yeah.
That is great. That is great.
Gal Gadot's in these films, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, but I don't know whether she's going to come back now because of Wonder Woman. So.
Yeah, that's right.
But because
oh no, she died.
I was going to say, did she?
Yeah, because there's that bit on the plane.
Yeah, she died because Han.
That's right. The Han thing. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, well, that's okay.
Yeah, I just had the flash of her being on the plane. You
couldn't imagine watching her in those films that she'd be Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Totally.
But yeah. Fast 8 is going to do the money.
Yeah, we do.
I don't think it's. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to do.
It's not going to do the same.
7 did.
Yeah.
But Charlize Theron, she's coming off of car movie with Mad Max.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The only thing about her is because I watched The Huntsman this week. And wow, does she ham it up as that the queen and stuff like that? And it's just like it depends on what kind of Theron we get. You know, whether
Yeah.
it's going to be that really cheesy villain, which sometimes these films kind of demand. Whether she's going to be loud and screamy or sort of like cold and calculated.
Yeah.
You know, so it'll be interesting to see how she plays it. Yeah.
But it's been confirmed that she's going to play a villain.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
Right, so, I mean, it's changing up as well because she's it's a female lead,
Yeah.
and so in that it's just changing the because
You can see her partner up with Statham, so he'll be the physicality,
exactly,
and she'll be like the brains and money behind
I'm
it.
kind of
Potentially.
hoping it's not like, you know, continuation, because 6 was Statham's brother.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Now is
That'll be
brother's
the
bit of a-
sister.
That's
Oh,
the sister.
sister.
Sister, yeah.
It's a family
It's a
affair.
family thing.
Family versus family.
Well, it's no different to the Grubers. The hardest Gruber.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
made
that's
that,
it.
I know the way you said that. You made it sound like a sitcom. The Grubers. The Grubers. Hey Hans, how's your day at work today? Well, John was a real bastard to me. He tried to throw me out the building.
I mean, they could go through that route. The sister, and then it's like family versus family, right?
Yeah, exactly,
Fast
yeah.
and Furious is all about family.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you
So
go.
it's-
There you go, Universal. You got a freebie there.
There you go.
It's all about
Add
family.
your next poster, family versus family. Get some rewrites in there.
Okay, so on to the next topic. Edge of Tomorrow.
All you need is kill, live, die, repeat. Whatever the fuck they actually decided to call this movie.
Can I finish actually?
Let him introduce
Excuse
it.
me, can I
I'm
finish?
sorry.
Please? Can I
I'm
finish?
sorry, Joe.
Excuse me, can I finish?
Yeah, your
I'm
excuse.
joking. Edge of Tomorrow sequel, being directed by Doug Liman and not Christopher McQuarrie.
That's right.
And so, did anyone see Edge of Tomorrow here?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. You know what? I think we're the only people that saw that movie.
No, people saw it.
People did
it's
see
just
it.
after a while.
People did see it. It's a word of mouth film. It really
did.
is.
It-
I mean, like, you
it
know
opened
what?
poorly.
It opened poorly. It performed quite poorly. I didn't expect it to get a sequel. I mean, like, it made like
Well, it did 100 million in the US.
Yeah, and
and then it did 370 worldwide.
370 worldwide. The budget itself was like 178 million. I mean, like, you know, that's including marketing, and it wasn't marketed well.
No, it wasn't
at
marketed
all.
well because of the title of the film. But Rotten Tomatoes is 90%.
Yeah,
It has
definitely
critics.
from the guys that did
That's
see it.
critics as well, and-
I'm actually,
Yeah, that's good. That's a really good rating.
I'm actually
great.
really shocked it got a sequel, to be quite honest. I'm glad it did, though, because it's a movie, you know what, I feel there's a lot to explore within that world. It's based on a series of graphic novel, anime novels or whatever, and, you know, that's a rich source for anything to see where they go with these characters and stuff. Doug Liman doing this one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
sure.
directing,
Look, it's real funny. I revisited Go the other day. All right, look, I love him as a director. He's more than competent, more than capable of doing this. I mean, like, this is the guy that invented Jason Bourne. This is the guy that did Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Well, he didn't invent Jason Bourne.
Well, he did the first one.
No, he didn't actually. In the 80s, there was a Jason Bourne series.
Oh yeah, but based on the books.
In-
Based on the
in-
books.
in
But I'm
terms
just
of-
saying
yeah,
in terms
yeah.
of, you know, the franchise that we know today.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big fan of his stuff. I love Swingers. I love Go. Go's actually like one of my favourite films of his.
Funny,
That
funny.
Because he was just a producer on Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, he was a producer on Edge of Tomorrow, but is he directing this one?
Yeah, he's
he is
directing,
actually
yeah.
directing this one. Yeah.
So he was a producer and director on Edge of Tomorrow, so he did direct it. Christopher McQuarrie, he wrote it, didn't he? Yeah, he wrote it, and he said he is going to be involved in the next one, but it's
Probably,
not going to be all him because they've hired two different writers for that, right?
Right.
He's filming 2 films with Tom Cruise, so
Yeah, I mean, apparently, you know, he is
a
Tom
little
Cruise's
circle.
go-to guy now.
Yeah.
They're working well together, and apparently the idea for the next... I mean, the great thing about Edge of Tomorrow is it did wrap itself up in its own film.
Yeah.
So it did tie up loose ends at the end. It wasn't like there is going to... You have to see a sequel. There's going to be definitely a sequel.
Yeah.
But the idea apparently is from Tom Cruise.
Okay.
So apparently Tom Cruise is like, I have this idea for a sequel, and he went to them and like, yeah, we actually really like that idea. We're going to go away and do something with it. And you know, Tom Cruise said, you know, I want, you know, we have to have Emily Blunt back. She was fantastic.
Yeah,
Oh
she
yeah,
was
she
good.
was. She
brilliant.
was.
She
fantastic.
overshadowed him at some
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, so he called her and she said, give me another year because of the other projects, and she's like, I'm on board, kind of thing. So they kind of waited for her as well. But yeah, I think the marketing, I think when they actually released it on DVD, didn't they call it Live, Die, Repeat? On
Yeah,
DVD?
that's what-
and it had that was a subtitle.
Because
Edge of
that
Tomorrow.
was
Yeah.
exactly. So he was like, so the director said, the first film, they couldn't quite get it right with the marketing. I think that is what hurt it eventually. Because there's not many Tom Cruise films I don't like. If I'm honest,
He's consistent.
He's very
friggin'
consistent.
consistent.
But the interesting thing about Tom Cruise is he doesn't do sequels. Up until the Mission Impossible franchise,
right.
he never done a sequel.
Yeah.
So he done it for that, and now he's doing a sequel for this. He's potentially doing one for Jack Reacher, and he's potentially doing one for Top Gun.
Yeah.
So he's seeing where it is in franchise now because he's got that producer hat on more now.
Yeah.
But up until Mission Impossible, he's never done a sequel before.
And longevity. I mean, like, to be quite honest, Tom Cruise is a guy that he's one of the few movie stars that's totally 100% in control of his career. I say that he's very career driven. He's very in it for the audience, for the love of making movies. I mean, like, this is a guy that, like,
just look at the Mission Impossible films, right?
Exactly. He's totally invested in what he does.
How's he going to kill himself this week?
To an audience. And, give or take, I know there's a lot of Tom Cruise haters out there, but you know what? They need to hush their mouths because, you know what? I don't care what the guy does in his personal life. He delivers great fucking movies. He has never dropped the ball, in my opinion. I can't think.
Mission Impossible 2.
That was a pretty weak link.
Yeah. Low blow,
he probably thought
I'm dropping a mic and going home.
Yeah. He's probably like, I don't do sequels. Does that sequel? It's like, this is why you don't do sequels. It's like, coming back to the director, I'm just having a look, because you mentioned Go There. He also did Swingers.
Yeah, he did.
He did The Bourne Identity. He also did Jumper.
He did, didn't he?
He actually directed Jumper.
Did, yeah.
So
it wasn't a bad film.
It wasn't bad, and that was supposed to be like a trilogy of films.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was.
Poor old Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, I know. You can't catch a break, mate.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with this. I was looking at titles for it. It's like The Edge of the Day After Tomorrow, something like that. What can they call this now?
Tomorrow's Edge.
If they called the original Edge of Tomorrow, and then the sequel could have been then Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah.
That would have been a cool sequel title.
Maybe they
now,
might go with the
where do they go
anime.
with it?
Why don't you just call it All You Need Is Kill?
That was the other title they were thinking about. So whether
It's
that is what
the
they're
name
use.
of the anime it's
That's
based
right.
on.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
like...
I think maybe they might use that for the sequel. I don't know if they'll call it Edge of Tomorrow 2 to try and keep some consistency. Because the worst thing you can do for marketing is just call it one, call it something else for the DVD, and then the sequel another title.
Something else.
So whether they call it you can't call it Live, Die, and Repeat 2. Because that sucks. And it makes absolutely no sense. So it has to be Edge of Day Tomorrow.
I love if they call it that.
Or die, live, repeat.
Live, die, repeat, repeat again. Repeating, live, die, repeating. So I'm really excited to see this film. And if it's anything like the first, like I say, it was really well received. And hopefully now more people are going to see the second because I think more people have seen the first one from the word of mouth.
It's like John Wick. It's the John Wick thing because that did so well. Everyone's so gearing up to see this next one.
It is quite a high level concept though. I mean, like, you bring up John Wick, but that was done relatively on a much low budget. This is like a film that was, what I mean? You needed it's a high concept with a high budget.
It's an anime.
It's actually quite funny.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
there's some really good humour in that.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's kind of like they love. Who directed? Was it Doug Liman? Doug Liman did both of them, right?
Yeah, he did the first one. Yeah.
And he's doing this one.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? They probably having another crack at it. Maybe someone at the studio really likes it and maybe thinks they could probably crack the nut.
If Tom Cruise wants to do something, he usually gets his way.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's there's no question. It's Tom Cruise has got an idea. Are you going to sit down and listen to him? Probably.
And would you say no to Tom? That is the question.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I mean, Paramount tried it like back in the mid 2000s, but the guys bounced back harder than ever, really. So.
Well, again, in my eyes, Mission Impossible 2 is the only film that I think he hasn't delivered in.
Do you reckon that's more of the fault of the director?
Not really, because if you're hiring John Woo, you know what you're
getting. It's you've got everything starts with screenplay. And to be quite honest,
It was
like
bad.
to be fair, I mean, like, it wasn't a studio thing because Cruise is in charge of his own projects. You know, like
It's
this
actually a
one.
Warner Brothers film,
Which one?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
And they need some wins.
Yeah, they do. Big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Big time. Yeah. Okay. Well, on to the next topic. Okay, so the next Spider-Man movie, it looks like it's going to have Marvel characters in it, and that's going to be interesting. What do you guys make of this? Just
Iron Man. That's all I got to say.
you know, in terms of it's being Sony, and you know what Sony did with the last film.
Yeah.
It was like a gay soap opera. This now, what do you think?
Yeah.
Having Feige in more control over the characters, or just over Spider-Man, is that gonna be better for the film?
That's going to be better, I think, straight off the bat. Once they integrate him with the MCU, I think people are going to be interested in Spider-Man again because people are going to be intrigued.
When you're talking about MCU, you're talking about Marvel.
Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think people are going to be more intrigued about, okay, is he part of it now to the casuals? And they'll see it's a new actor, so they'll be like, okay, where's this going? And they're going to instantly know that this new film's connected to the MCU and not the old ones, because that's why that's why the recast. The other thing is, which characters? Well, perfect fits that would make sense would be, this is outside of Robert Downey Jr., who's more or less a given, okay? But perfect fits would be Nick Fury, because Nick Fury always pops up in Spider-Man, showing that shield kind of thing. Personally, I'd like to see Bruce Banner. Personally, because like there's always Spider-Man Hulk crossovers, but the one guy that always shows up, which we can't use, will be Hugh Jackman. But you know, we're never going to get that.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Look, if I get that, boy, that's a tick list.
I mean, for me, with Spider-Man, he is my favorite comic book character.
Yeah, same.
Sony have registered a URL called Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
So whether that is going to be the title of the film, or there is actually a Spider-Man animated movie due for release 2018. So whether that's going to be for that
wouldn't bother me.
The homecoming storyline from the comics is not what they will do in the film, because that is after he's done like the Clone Wars and he comes back with a black suit and all that kind of stuff. So it's not going to be related to the comics. Whether it's an homage to the fact that he is coming home, MCU, I would actually prefer Spider-Man the new Avenger. But you know, to tie in with the first Avenger from the Captain America kind of thing. The great thing is we're not going to have an origin story Spider-Man.
Yep.
You know, he is Spider-Man. We're going to see him in Civil War, and the feedback from the early screens from Civil War this week is he is the definitive Spider-Man that everyone's wanted.
He steals the show
as Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Yeah, so I think potentially in that film we will have flashbacks because it's almost like Batman. You can't have a film without an origin story, you know. So we have to see Uncle Ben die again. Hopefully not. I would just rather him maybe go visit his grave. And you just gotta get an understanding of that. In terms of characters, the characters that I thought might pop up in it is maybe like Hawkeye or Ant-Man. I'm wondering whether these characters might come up. For me, the ultimate character I want to see in the Spider-Man now is Daredevil. I would love to see him in this film. Doesn't necessarily have to be Devil, whether it's Matt Murdock and then, but I would love to see Daredevil giving him some guidance.
Yeah.
So they meet on a rooftop one night, running a fight,
that
something
happens
like
a lot
that.
in the comics.
A lot in the comics and
plus they both team up to take Kingpin. I know Kingpin's in jail and shit.
And they're both in New
Spoilers.
York. Yeah, they're both in New York.
Yeah.
So they're in that same environment and stuff like that, so it'd be fantastic to see. Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans did say they're going to go back to Atlanta and do some filming after Civil War, which a lot of people thought might be to do with Spider-Man as well, because it's before that. My question would be now, what villain or villains would you like to see in the Spider-Man film?
Scorpion. Hasn't been done. Classic villain. Lots of scope. Reintroducing J. Jonah Jameson, because obviously you've got that that history there because
because J.K. Simmons is now part of the DC universe.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be really weird whether they get J.K. back. But you know what?
They can't now because you can't reboot the franchise in that way and keep him in it.
Yeah,
I just don't think it would work, and you can't have they won't allow our actor to be in the MCU and the DC.
Yeah,
that would be too much.
Not gonna happen.
But I mean, you know, Homecoming. That you know what I think it suggests. I actually think it's the homecoming dance. I think he's in high school. He's got to pick. Look, you've got to.
He's
You've
got
got to put
like a
this.
young voice.
You've got to put it
like
this way.
15.
They're going back to high school here. They've said that. They've also said the tone of it is their inspiration is John Hughes films like Ferris Bueller and stuff. Maybe the title is a hint to maybe it's the homecoming dance. Peter Parker needs a date for the girl, and maybe here's the thing. This is a suggestion. Okay,
listen up, Sony.
Listen up, Sony, Marvel, whatever. Okay, everyone's seen Mary Jane. Everyone's seen Gwen Stacy. I think they can come later on down the line. Love interest. If we're reintroducing Spider-Man and whatnot, audience have seen those guys do those things. Let's do the whole Liz Allen shit. Okay, he wants to ask Liz to the ball, the hottest girl in high school. Okay, for those that don't know, she's actually the first girl Peter Parker asks out, and she doesn't go out with him. But either way, okay, you know, I'd like to see that angle where the nice guy's trying to go with the hot girl at school and not get her ultimately because he's got to save the universe or whatever, or you know, save the world from the Scorpion or whatever. That'd be cool. I think that would be cool. You know, have her text him while he's fighting, and he's just like, my phone, you know what I mean, or whatever. That would go. That you know, that's the Spider-Man I read.
Yeah.
That's the Spider-Man we grew up with. That's what I want. I mean, and that's what I think the title might be a hint to. Personally,
I mean, I think a lot of it's going to depend on how Civil War finishes.
Yeah, exactly.
What state is the MCU in for him to then go away and do his own thing again? Yeah. You know, how, you know, in the movie, does he start off as a rugged Spider-Man in his own costume and Robert Downey Jr. provide him that costume in there? The one that we see in the trailer, I think that's going to be the second costume you see him in, or his first given to him. Yeah. The fact that he's got the robotic eyes, you can hear the mechanisms going in the eyes.
Is that a robotic eyes? Is that big?
Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear the sound of it.
Oh, okay.
So you can hear in the trailer.
Can you hear it?
In the trailer,
that's the first thing I heard.
Yeah, in the trailer you can hear. He goes, "Oh, hi everyone," and it's like zooming in.
Oh, okay.
So I think maybe that's going to be something that either he's developed because in the build up to Ant-Man.
Do you think the Iron Spider outfit will be in Civil War?
No, not in Civil War. It will be in Infinity War.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I don't see it coming into this one. You can't go through that many costume changes.
Do you think that?
I'm curious now when you say Infinity Wars, with the whole Marvel universe and Spider-Man. In the cartoons, there was a nod to Madam Web.
Yeah.
Do you reckon there's going to be some kind of a nod to that? Because
I don't think Madam Web will show up like in the 90s cartoons. That was used as a device in the cartoons just to sum up, like you know, just to cut to the chase kind of thing. Because if you follow the comic books, you've got like years and years and years of issues and stuff. That was combining storylines and stuff.
Because there was a section, there was a cartoon where he actually goes to another dimension.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, with Doctor Strange coming out, anything could happen.
Yeah,
because Spider-Man and Doctor Strange have a lot of adventures together as well. But in the build up to the Ant-Man promotion, part of the marketing materials, they had a newscast on like YouTube. So it was a fake news channel where they reported stuff, and one of the tickers on the bottom of it was
Wallcaller.
No. So it was like Tony Stark. Getting teens from local schools and neighbours as apprentices. So for me, that was like, right, Peter Parker's going to be working at Stark Industries as an apprentice, and therefore that's why I see him on Iron Man's side in Civil War, which is when he goes on the roost. So that's where I think the connection is, and potentially whilst he's working at Stark, he'll be developing his own costume and stuff like that. I want to see the nerdy Peter Parker again. I want to see the Peter Parker who has to make his own web fluid. He runs out of it during a fight. He has to have a job to pay to fulfill his web to get his web fluid, because in the comic it's like, I need money so I can make my web fluid. You know, there's a constant cycle of things going on. You know, rather than this organic crap. So yeah, I think there's a lot there. For me, there's a couple of people that I think, one that could be quite good because it's going to tie in a little bit with Civil War Shield is Chameleon. Not necessarily the main villain, but if you look at the tech that they used in Winter Soldier with the face masking,
very much,
that Chameleon can have that tech. and therefore he could be going in, develop the tech so it doesn't just do the face, but can do bodies, outfits, or whatever it is, and he takes on the whole personality, and then you can have that kind of thing. So whether Spider-Man is having to face off two different villains from two different fronts, if they do want to do a dual thing, you could have like Chameleon and Kraven, or you could have Chameleon and Scorpion, you know. But Chameleon can be that kind of background character, which is just causing you problems. You could have the Enforcers as kind of that jokey, I put you down every time I see you. You know, so the Enforcers, he keeps showing up every time, and that's where you get easy whippings. Because they'd be fun fights.
You know what? That's actually a group of guys I've always wanted to see exactly as you've just pitched it, because it makes sense. Because that's actually, okay, the Enforcers, for people that don't know, they're actually like the first couple of villains he meets, and they're literally just a gang of guys, normal guys.
Like the guys in the train in the first film. Almost like, do you know?
These guys are a little bit more because it was like
they're like bullies, aren't they?
Yeah, so you got like the Ox, Fancy Dan, is it? Or
Fancy Dan, and then you got Montana with the hat and the whip, kind of like bad Indiana Jones thing going on there.
If you've read the Ultimates comics, the way they did the Enforcers in there was great, and it was, you know, they were like, who is this kid? You know, they kept having to put him down, and I think because they've used Kingpin and Daredevil so well, Kingpin would have been the one consistent I would have liked in the Spidey universe.
Yeah, totally.
But now he's part of the Daredevil one, and
because you could have linked that with the Uncle Ben like killing.
Because
that's how he gets into the organised crime thing and teams up with Daredevil and Luke Cage and that lot to take on the Kingpin. Because you know, it's like that's what starts it off. It's like he chases. You know, he's trying to find who killed Uncle Ben. Leads him into the, Kingpin ring.
Because what would be great is, you know, if they were...
Or Hammerhead.
Yeah, Hammerhead.
Hammerhead would be awesome. He'd be good in Daredevil.
Oh, yeah.
I
can see him being a henchman in the next one. So when Kingpin... sorry, spoilers to Daredevil.
Sorry, guys.
When Kingpin gets out of the predicament that he's in, you know, he surrounds himself with new henchmen, and Hammerhead could be the one.
Hammerhead could be the one.
I mean, so whether you've got another business tycoon, whether they bring in the Vulture, so you can have the alter ego of that person as another tycoon. But he could be the tycoon going up against Kingpin. So you can have that boss versus boss war thing going on. But for me, if they, I want to see Daredevil in Infinity War. So for me, the logical step to get him into the MCU's films is through Spider-Man. So that's why I want to see Daredevil in there.
You know, when you mention all these names, it kind of, I get these flashbacks of like top trump cards.
Absolutely. Hawkeye, weapons 49. There's always about Hawkeye and the weapons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Hawkeye had the most weapons.
Oh, wow.
The top trump
I would never have guessed.
Or it might have been like...
We ain't got the powers, that's for sure.
It might have been 101 or something like that. But he had... if you had Hawkeye, it was always weapons. So he had the most weapons.
So, okay, and so in terms of Sony making this Spider-Man film, they're also making a spin-off, I don't know if it's even a spin-off, but a separate, what's the symbiote?
Venom film.
A Venom film.
Venom film.
That's not related to Spider-Man. That's a mistake in my eyes.
It's a huge mistake. I'm hoping that Marvel will talk them out of it. I'm hoping that will just get shelved.
Bloody would hope so.
Because as soon as they do that, they're going to do it in a way that just won't tie in with Spider-Man in the MCU.
And would it be Eddie Brock? That's the other thing. I know in the comics, like Eddie Brock, there's been multiple wearers of the Venom outfit. So it kind of be like, what interpretation of Venom are they doing it? Or
I want to see the Eddie Brock in like 2 or 3 Spider-Man films as just a reporter. And build him up to that character to show the hate and the build-up and stuff like that. You know, to make it more of a man versus boy situation. Because, I mean, the comics, the time Spider-Man takes him on, he's a lot older as well. He's sort of like in his 20s.
Would you go down the ultimate route where they know each other and have that connection?
I would think that's a really interesting point. So, I like the ultimate fact that Eddie Brock is, he's slightly older, but he was the partner of his father's business where they were trying to create something to heal the world, and they were trying to cure cancer, and the suit ended up being Venom. The only issue I have with that is the Amazing Spider-Man tried to go down that route with the dad being really important. And I think they need to stay away from that.
For the time being, because of what happened with those
therefore,
movies.
I'd rather it be more traditional.
To be honest, though, the way Marvel are doing these things, we've got Infinity War. He's getting a black suit in Infinity War. I'm calling it now.
I can see him coming back from that.
Yeah, I think they're going the more traditional route with how he gets the black suit. I think he's going to get it into Infinity War.
Hold on. See, this is where the problem lies. If Marvel are going to do that, and Sony are doing the Venom film, it's going to confuse. It's going to confuse people.
You know what? I actually don't see the Venom film happening.
I hope not.
I really don't see it. I think because of the reviews that are coming off this Spider-Man portrayal in Civil War,
right?
I think Sony will be like, you know what? Maybe we need to let them have a little bit more control than what we thought. Let's do this first spin-off film first. Let's get a reaction from that. And, ultimately, Sony can just be the distributor. Just be the distributor. You don't have to get involved in the writing and everything, producing and stuff like that. Just take the money and shut up.
Who is it? Look, Amy Pascal. Seriously.
I don't think it's her anymore, man.
Yeah. No, but she's still the main producer on these films.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Just let it go.
Yeah, just stop.
Put the pen down. Put your phone down. Close your emails. Just leave Marvel to do what they're doing.
Yeah,
they got the casting right. It looks like from what I've heard, and I'm excited to see what they can do with this. And they have to tread carefully because we don't want another reboot.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just want to see him. Yes, he's Spider-Man. He has his costume. We've seen him in Civil War. Let's crack on with the story.
You know what? It's what scares me is like general public. Like I've got a friend called Sarah. She's not really like a film or a comic book girl, but she likes watching the Marvel movies and stuff. And like interesting conversation. Like she saw the Captain America trailer. Oh, Spider-Man's in it. Oh, okay. I'm not really a big Spider-Man fan. I was like, why? She's like, well, I like the old ones, but like then. Another guy became Spider-Man. Like she didn't know it was Peter Parker. She was half watching it, and she was like, so another guy becomes Spider-Man and goes through the exact same thing that the Tobey Maguire got. I was like, it's a remake. She's like, well, how many times they got to remake and tell Spider-Man?
How many times can you remake a film in a decade?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was just like it's they can't reboot it again. We can't get another reboot of Spider-Man.
Yeah, so this just has to be, he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Let's just crack on with the stories and let's just see these villains again. You can have Norman Osborn just in the background, running his business. Again, build it up. There's these characters where you don't have to rush into anything. Let's use the characters we haven't seen on screen. Let's use Chameleon, Scorpion, Mysterio, Kraven. Let's see all those characters first. Bring in the Green Goblin later and Hobgoblin and all this kind of stuff. Let's just wait on that because we've had different versions of these already, like the Lizard and stuff like that. Let's just hold off and let's wait in a few years' time to get those. Let's do the villains we haven't seen before.
So just one more technical question about this. That means that the Osborn building is going to have to be placed into New York.
That's right.
It will do. That's definitely going to show up there. I'm wondering whether we'll even see it in Civil War. Will we see an Oscorp, building in there somewhere? It'd be interesting to see. It's not necessarily needs to be in there, but I think it would be nice to see it in the background. If they went through like the Scorpion route, you could definitely see Scorpion being a result of an experiment at Oscorp.
It's really funny
to link it in. So it'd be interesting to see if they went down that route.
I think
if you're talking.
Oh, sorry. If they had. Look, that's an interesting thing that you mentioned, Oscorp and stuff. Osborn will have to have a presence, kind of thing. Not as the Green Goblin, but because they can't do that again after after what they've done.
And amazing.
But they'd have to have an actor that's in the background as Norman Osborn, and build it up slowly, the long game. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'd like to see anyway. Who would you get as Norman Osborn?
Wow. Anyone.
That's just it. Like, you know what? There was a big rumor that Matthew McConaughey was going to be Norman Osborn. I'd actually quite like to see that personally.
What? No.
That could be. That'd be really interesting.
I think that'd be interesting personally. I know. What do you guys thought?
But he's too young, man. He looks too youngish. He's got a young face.
He's in his 40s.
But he looks young. For an Osborn type of character, he needs to be.
I think Osborn, because Spider-Man's so much younger in this, remember, he's like 15.
Yeah.
A 40-year-old Norman Osborn is fine.
Yeah.
That's actually where you...
You know what? I just love Defoe's... I just love this voice.
Spider-Man. Here's some potentials for Norman Osborn for you. John Hamm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he'd be interesting.
You can see John Hamm.
I can see John Hamm.
Bryan Cranston.
You
should have been Lex Luthor.
No. You know what? Maybe. You know what? Yes, but no. Mainly because of what you just said.
Should have been Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Christoph Waltz.
No.
Let's have a look and see who else. Yeah, I mean, it's there's not necessarily that many when you actually think about it who actually would fit both the Norman Osborn character and the Goblin character. You know,
if we're going for a real old guy, a young Jack Nicholson.
But Jack Nicholson doesn't really do anything anymore.
He doesn't.
No.
No, not Jack.
Let's bring him out of retirement.
No, he's got not dementia. He's got Parkinson's.
What?
Oh,
Seriously?
Can you be the gatekeeper on that? Because
You know what? Let's get it right, man. Let's do Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, there's no way.
Let's do this, man.
Daniel
First Oscar for a comic book movie goes
Oh,
to
crap, yeah,
Daniel Day-Lewis. Man can do anything he wants.
Daniel Day-Lewis could be like Batman and Superman and
If you think of him,
still win an
that
Oscar.
creepy character that he had in There Will Be Blood and stuff like that,
God,
and Gangs of
man.
New York, he could do a freaking awesome Norman Osborn, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I think that's a bit, bit wild.
That's
bit left
that's
field.
the elite.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. That is the acting chops. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. But I would just like to see him in the background, or at least Oscorp mentioned.
Yeah.
I think that would be. It needs, you need him in the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah.
The way they dealt with it in the Amazing Spider-Man franchise was just.
Oh god, man, head in the box.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Just.
Well, have you got any more to say?
No, that's me for.
Oh,
Spider-Man,
okay.
I think.
Well, you do. You've been mute boy all day.
Well, I've been asking.
Yeah, I don't think
But
there's any-
some stuff I understand where you guys talk. Again, you guys are more fanboys than me, so few things I have no idea what you guys are talking about. But some I do. But I think I definitely agree with them not showing anything about Osborn, or just giving a nod for now, and then later on bringing him in after, if they are going to sort of bring back Norman Osborn and Green Goblin and so forth. But introduce new characters, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to see Matthew McConaughey maybe do Mysterio.
Mysterio. I'd like to see Bruce Campbell be Mysterio.
Yeah, that's not going to happen now. If it didn't happen under Rami,
It's never going to happen, man.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell's riding high on this TV show now. So.
Bruce Campbell would do it for money.
Oh, yeah. Of course he
Money
would.
talks.
How many episodes is we in for the other one, Evil Dead?
I think it's 13.
How's that show going?
It's done. They're filming it. I think they filmed the second series now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
It's funny when we saw it.
It's great. It's fantastic.
Okay, here's a
off
few
the-
others for you. Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, I could see that.
He played a great Lex Luthor, I think.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman.
Apart from
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, Gary Oldman. Yeah, Gary Oldman.
Jason Isaacs.
Uh,
Michael Shannon.
Nah. Nah.
Ralph Fiennes.
what about Sean Penn?
Sean Penn.
I can see
Or
Sean
Sean
Penn.
A vicious killer, right?
Yeah,
Sean
Sean
Bean.
Yeah, it's a Green
Sean
Goblin.
Bean.
Sean
Will he
Bean.
survive?
Yeah. Oh shit! We're gonna kill off Goblin in the first film. Viggo Mortensen.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's a good one.
But doesn't he hate Hollywood or something? I always get a bad feeling about that. That guy just doesn't like Hollywood or films or anyone.
No, I quite like. You know what? When you say Viggo Mortensen, there's a thing where he plays a Russian gangster.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know the
Yeah.
film. I can't think.
It's
of
got
it.
Naomi Watts in it as well.
It's just that iconic thing that he does. He does this thing with the.
History of Violence.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
And we all know John Malkovich has to play the Vulture. That just has to be done. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on Spider-Man.
Okay, well, that was an in-depth discussion about Spider-Man. On to the next topic, the Mummy reboot with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise just seems to be doing all the jobs at the moment. Did anyone like the Stephen Summers Mummy?
The first one was fantastic.
Yeah, I love the
Breath of
original.
fresh air. The second one was terrible.
Yeah, with the bad
The
CG.
CGI with the blimp and the rock and all
Yeah.
that nonsense. And then the Scorpion King was okay for what it was. Like, it's made The Rock what it is today, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, the second film was really, really poor. And then there was a third, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was.
Jet Li.
I never saw that one.
I've never
just
seen that in the cinema.
yeah.
And it never. The first one just has this kind of magic about it that was just really different. You're like, wow, this is like
very Indiana Jones kind of esque adventure kind of like.
It had that feel.
Story.
Yeah,
it was really kind of like, you know, it had a really nice kind of tone. I still watch that now. You know,
it's
what I mean?
a
Like,
good film.
I'll watch it again easily. I think it's a classic movie. You know, this remake, well, I don't really know much about it other than Tom Cruise is
set
in
in
it.
the modern day.
Well, yeah, this is the big difference. It's the first time.
It's Alex Kurtzman
Yeah,
directing,
that's right.
so this is like his first big budget kind of movie that he's
Well,
directing.
he's actually the third director of this. So two previous directors dropped out.
Yeah.
Because he was Alex Kurtzman was supposed to be involved in the whole larger Universal monster.
Yeah, the monster universe thing. Yeah.
And basically, there are two directors drop out, and he stepped in to direct.
To direct, yeah.
So yeah, it's the first time it's set in present day for a Mummy movie as well. So Tom Cruise plays like this ex-Navy SEAL that has to go into, what is it, Iraq or something? So a desert, obviously somewhere. And he's obviously going to... Afghanistan, yeah.
Right.
And so he's going to uncover...
Mummies in Afghanistan?
Well, yeah. And the mummy...
Didn't you know that?
Yeah, and the mummy is actually for the first time going to be played by a female.
Right.
And it is the woman who played the assassin kind of in the Kingsman, the one with the blade.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So she's going to be the mummy. So yeah, this is actually the second film in the larger monster movie franchise because they're actually including Dracula Untold from 2014. That's actually part of the same universe. So I never saw that film.
That's a terrible movie.
But yeah, I never saw that. But look, Alex Kurtzman, he's directing. Look, he was the writer of Amazing Spider-Man 2. But he also wrote Star Trek, the 2009 film. And he did the first Transformers. And the characters that you're going to get from this spin-off, you've got the Mummy, you've got Wolfman, Van Helsing, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Bride of Frankenstein, and the Invisible Man. So all these are going to be part of the same shared universe. So if this is set in modern day, it means all of them are. So you're going to have that consistent tone. So Dracula Untold, is that set modern day or is that...
No.
So potentially in the next movies they're going to have either flashbacks or setups, which will then link in. If it wasn't for Tom Cruise being involved, I probably wouldn't have been that bothered.
Yeah,
exactly.
The fact that he is, it's just like,
he is, and you know, how much is he going to be involved in the other films going forward? That'd be interesting to see. Is he going to be an integral character, or are they all literally going to be single films that come together at the end?
They'll probably do the Avengers thing.
So you know, they'll tie in. You'll have maybe
there's a big evil and Dracula and Creature of Lagoon has to work things out.
Monsters.
It's probably been long enough since the first Mummy to come out to do the reboot. And yeah, like I say, if it just seems that potentially, if it wasn't for Tom Cruise, I'd be a little worried. But he has signed up for multi-pitches, I think, in this universe, and so
is this going to be more of a dark take on the whole thing?
It seems that way.
I think so. Yeah,
I
think so. It's not going to be like the comic relief type. You know, it's going to be that. It's going to be what DC is trying to do. Warner Bros. And DC, they have that dark, gritty, scary kind of universe kind of thing. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I'm keen for the Mummy, but I want to see potentially what they do with like a new Van Helsing or the Invisible Man. So there's some other characters that I'm more interested
But wasn't Tom Cruise up for Van Helsing as well?
Yeah, he was
originally. Yeah.
Is he still up? Or?
Good sidestep for that.
No, because he's
now he's in a
character.
Well, no, he's in Mummy, but
that was a good sidestep. I think he avoided that at a good time. Yeah, exactly.
I've only got one Mission Impossible 2 under my belt.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so like I say, whether it's the Mummy resurrected or whatever it is they're going to call it, I like the fact it's going to be a female Mummy. I think it brings a different dimension to it as well.
Different tone to it.
It's going to be interesting to see a different take. So see what they can do with it. I'm just a little worried about the direction. I would rather a more established person to do the first one of this. But the fact that two other directors have already dropped out due to creative differences tells me that they don't quite know what they want to do with the larger universe at this point. So I think there's probably a lot of rewrites going on throughout to say, actually, we could do this to tie into this, actually, because as they start putting directors into place for these other films, they're going to want to think of ways they tie it in. You know, if you look at the way Star Wars did, they were like, here's our directors for the next 3 films. They just like put it out there and like, this is what's happening. They haven't quite done that with these guys yet. So it feels it might be a bit of a rocky start. But if this film is, you know, it's one of these that if this doesn't do well, then do they go ahead and do the other films?
Well, I get. Well, this is their opt-out because they don't. This can be a standalone Mummy film, and then there never has to be another one or anything after it.
It's kind of like what's going on with Warner's at the moment. I mean, like Batman, Superman with the drop-off and stuff.
Look, okay, that film had a big drop-off, but it still made money.
Oh yeah, it still made money, but I think from the reaction with some of the upcoming films, they're probably rethinking like how they approach them.
Yeah, they jumped the gun. They tried to plan everything based on this film doing well. Yeah, and now it hasn't. Yeah, it's again. How much has it made worldwide so far?
Oh, it's done over half. Yeah, half
a billion. But the point I'm trying to make, they're probably taking a lot more on board about in terms of writing and you know what I mean they're probably spending more time on like the creation of the future movies, you know what I mean?
This is a Universal project, isn't it?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
But you know, maybe the same thing could work for Universal. This is the first one out the floodgates, really, first official one out the floodgates. If it doesn't do well, the other characters are different IPs, so maybe they might approach, you know, each move.
Well, I think they've got the right approach to it. If they're doing everything separate, but say Tom Cruise has a cameo in a different film,
like the way Marvel set up their approach. Then sure, all the better, because it just sounds like, you know, they're growing the seeds slowly.
I think that's the way to do it.
Which is the way to do it.
And so in that front, the fact that Tom Cruise is involved in the film at all is the only reason that. Really? Okay. All right. That's different. That's interesting. And so I'm looking forward to that. Any other insights onto this?
I'm just thinking, could it be creative differences of directors dropping out if Tom Cruise has any?
No, because Tom Cruise signed on after these guys dropped out. So
it's definitely there's definitely something in the script that he likes. I can't see it.
Plus, when Cruise is on board, when Cruise is like signed, the shit's getting made. You know what I mean? Hook or by crook, the shit's getting made.
Yeah. I mean, this is really Universal's only shared universe potentially they can do. I mean, their franchises, like they've got Fast and Furious, they've got Bourne, which obviously the new one's coming out as well. And then they've got Warcraft, so they're pinning a lot on Warcraft as well, you know.
Yeah, I'm Warcraft. I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. And they've got
the
Snow White and the Huntsman is their thing as well. But in terms of a shared universe, they don't really have anything. So you know, where Warner's has got their DC, Disney's got their Marvel. This is where they're like, you know, this is the only way we can tie in different films to try and get into one. Yeah, exactly, and you can see that. It's going to be one of those wait and sees. So let's see what the first trailer does when that drops, and we'll probably have a better idea of what's going on.
What's opening in the cinema this week? And that will be The Jungle Book. So I know you have to sit out for this one. So
that would be
D. Why do you have to sit out on this one?
No
work related, yeah. So,
never mind. Guys, I never grew up with The Jungle Book, so I'm not. It's not something that it looks great, but it's just
yeah.
I'm not going to see that.
I'm a big Disney person. I grew up on Disney and Pixar and stuff like that. I like the idea of what they're trying to do with the live action versions of it. Cinderella I think did quite well. Maleficent wasn't that well received, although people enjoyed it and stuff like that. But I didn't see that one. I haven't seen either of those two because they were films that I enjoyed as a cartoon, but I wasn't fussed about seeing the movie versions of them. For me, this is the first time I actually really want to see what they're doing with a live action. And
I heard it's really good.
The reviews that have come out, because it came out in the States last week, it's very, very strong reviews. We're talking 9 out of 10s, 4.5, 5 out of 5s and stuff like that. Really, really positive stuff. Now, what I didn't realize about this film was how much of it is CG. So it is a live action film.
They do the Avatar thing.
The only
like
thing
Pi,
in the
Pi.
film that is real is the main boy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's his first film. I think he was like 11 or 12 when he did the filming of it. And everything else is green screen. They did it was all filmed in a sound stage basically.
Yeah.
And they did some physical props, so like a few mudslides, but they had people there with puppets and stuff like that to help the boy interact with certain things. But it just looks gorgeous. It looks amazing. The voice talent is just incredible. You know, so
you got Baloo as Bill
Bill
Murray
Murray
as Baloo. You got Christopher Walken
as
King Louie. Now I want to see that. All right,
Yeah.
that alone has me sold because I can't picture it. I actually can't picture an ape talking like Christopher Walken. It's like, hey, kid.
I'm from New York.
Hey, kid.
hey kid, give me the fire.
Hey, kid, give me the fire. Show me the magic of Mount Red Fine. Let my dreams come true. So Scooby-Doo. I want to be like you.
Yo. Scarlett Johansson, I think, she's Car. It's quite a small role, I think, compared to what people think it might be. Ben Kingsley is Bagheera.
Yeah.
And then you've got Idris Elba as
Shere Khan. Yeah.
And you know, people said he is menacing on screen. Now, from what I've heard, is like it is a family film, but some younger kids might be a little scared about this because look, these look like the real animals, right? It's not the cartoony versions, and I think one of the critics, I think Schmoes knows, they kind of said, no, I wouldn't take my daughter to see it, but or even John Campea, they said if your kids are okay with something like The Lion King and the death scenes and stuff like that in there, then they might be able to go and see this film and it wouldn't be too much, but otherwise it could be quite an impact. Apparently there's quite a bit of music in it, so it does play a lot of homage to the cartoon in that way and stuff like that.
Sing-along
yeah, exactly. So I don't know how much, I don't think they've got full musical numbers in there, but I think they do reference it a lot.
Okay.
I really, really want to see this film, and for me, this is the film that potentially will take the Oscar for Best Special Effects, I think, at the Oscars next year.
Unless James Cameron does something in between.
Well, exactly, yeah. When he decides to do anything with Avatar. But yeah, so that is really big. But I think it's good. You know, so far it's been very, very well received, and I'm really looking forward to it. Sash?
So.
Stop doing that, please.
So.
It's not a great impression to continue to do it.
I know it's not a good impression.
So are you looking? I'm guessing you're looking forward to it.
Jungle Book. I grew up on Disney, just like you. To be quite honest, Walt Disney films are what got me into my love of film. I mean, like before Star Wars. I mean, like before I decided I wanted to try and even like do something filmy kind of related. I wanted to try and get into animation, and animation that was all fueled by Walt Disney cartoons and Bugs Bunny cartoons and stuff like that. Like, I know a lot about like how they made those cartoons and how Walt built his empire in making those cartoons and stuff. So like this like really interests me. I mean, like I've not been a fan of the live action ones. Like Maleficent, I thought was a crock of shit. I thought Cinderella was okay. Cinderella was actually okay. I saw that with a date and I watched it, and you know, I liked what Kenneth Branagh did with that movie. They, you know, he more or less, whoever did that set design and that studied the original movie and recreated the sets to look like the cartoon and stuff to a degree there. I really, you know, I wouldn't say that I thought it was AAA, but I thought it was good enough. I thought it was competent. Alice in Wonderland, that can go to hell. I didn't like that, but you know what?
Hey, it made $1 billion. Man.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
I wish I had a failure that made $1 billion.
It's got a sequel. And it's got a sequel. I wasn't a fan personally, but Jungle Book from the get-go looks amazing. Okay, the way, you know what? At first, I didn't know that it was mocap, done in mocap like Avatar and like Tintin, but now that I do, wow! And Jon Favreau's directed this. Look, that guy he doesn't make shit films. He makes very different films.
Apparently he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
No,
Cowboys and Aliens
is a good film.
No?
That's a good film.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, of course I have.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about.
What Favreau said is...
What an argument.
Yeah, so Favreau said, you know, he likes Disney and stuff like that, but it was actually the technology that brought him to do this film.
Yeah,
because it's
real.
such a step up. Yeah. So on Rotten Tomatoes at the moment, on the review count is 100%.
Oh damn!
So I think it's only got
Toy
about
Story.
it's only got about 19 reviews at the moment. But yeah, you know, the people who've seen it absolutely love it.
But I mean, you know, Favreau again. You know, he makes good choices. He makes good choices in casting. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Just saying, he knows exactly what he's doing when he does these big movies. Iron Man 1 is a testament to that in how he chose his aesthetic with that film. I think how this guy isn't lined up to do a Star Wars film is beyond me, because before they got JJ involved, I was quoting this guy's praise. I want Favreau to do a Star Wars film.
Just
going in terms of Jungle Book.
Just going with that step there, the Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
Coming after the whole George Lucas fiasco, would you want to direct a Star Wars film?
No, I wouldn't. I'd like to see someone else do.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. It's like it's that whole thing. I ain't touching that.
Yeah, but even an anthology. I mean, like, I'd like to see his take on that, or have him to be quite honest, it'd be interesting to see whether he'd show up in Star Wars as his character from Clone Wars. But I mean, you know what I mean? He's someone that's impressed me in terms of his directing. I mean, like, a lot of people don't know he actually co-directed Swingers, even though his name wasn't on the title there. Look, Alf is probably one of the best Christmas films ever made, next to Die Hard. You know, I love all of his stuff. His filmography is very varied, very different. Very different.
Lethal Weapon.
What about Lethal? Oh, that Christmas film? That's up there. But look, all I'm saying is he has a very varied filmography here. You know what I mean? Like, each film is different from another. And Jungle Book, it just looked like a new challenge to him.
Iron Man 3 is a Christmas film. So I'm just gonna keep it going.
Are we going to go through all the Shane Black's greats? Okay, are we?
Yeah, sorry, man.
Will Predator be set at Christmas? Like I said,
never
the last
know.
one.
I mean, Cinderella.
But
when it came out, that took like over 750 million.
Wow.
You know, so it did really well. The live action I want to see, the one I'm looking forward to, will be Aladdin.
Yeah, Aladdin.
That is one that I will be like, if they can do it like the Jungle Book, I'll be like,
who do you get as the genie?
Yeah, that's screwed
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to be the casting director on that one. So, who can we get to place Robin Williams?
You know what? I'm gonna say.
You know what? Just take the original and apply it.
Yeah.
Just do all the gene lines and move it.
You know what I think? If you're gonna get a comedian, and if you're gonna do Aladdin on a different take, I personally would like to see an Asian Aladdin. Okay, not a whitewashed Aladdin. Okay, I'd like to see an Asian Aladdin, and even maybe an Asian genie.
You've seen what they've done to Africans.
I'm gonna.
All Africans are white, apparently.
Yeah. or you know what? I'm gonna pimp a buddy of mine here. Okay. I'd like to see Imran Yusuf's take on the genie. If you don't know Imran Yusuf, you should YouTube this guy. He's a fantastic comic book.
Imran Yusuf at ImranYusuf.com.
He's a friend of ours. And look, if we're going the Asian persuasion way, I'd like to see him as the genie, doing a different kind of energy than what Robin Williams did, because it'd be a completely different take. But no, I just think if they're gonna get a comic, more than likely. If they
you don't know that actually.
True, it depends which way they go.
Here's one suggestion that's on a website is Eric Stonestreet. So he's from Modern Family.
Okay.
You know, it could be a really interesting story. You know, I think.
Are we going to get a blue genie in this live action one?
Who knows?
I think so. Well, I think it will be CG animated. Yeah.
You think it'll be just the same as the cartoon?
I think it will be very, very similar.
Okay.
I don't actually know if I want an actual comic to do it. I prefer someone with a little bit more acting who can, because like Robin Williams, he could give the chops. To it as well. I mean, it depends. I mean, you've got the Aladdin stage show at the moment.
Yeah.
Where they've obviously got someone playing the genie. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to see what they do in a live action, because ultimately they have a live action genie.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it's portrayed. So it would be interesting to see what happens there.
That's the doorbell.
That is the doorbell to Ken's house.
Yeah. We'll continue. So yeah, with that, with Aladdin, I wouldn't. There's this guy that does a really good. There's a dude that does. Can you pay attention?
Yep.
There's a guy that does a really great impression of
Robin Williams characters, right?
Yeah.
Talking about that guy on YouTube.
I can't remember what his name is, but he does it's spot on.
Every character as
well.
Yeah,
it's spot on.
He's like the reincarnation.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, even his face goes into it.
That is true.
It's uncanny. Yeah, but if they're going to go that route, choose that guy because he's brilliant.
Interesting. Yeah.
But can he
his name escapes me at the moment, so sorry.
But can he act? That's the thing.
He can act. He went up for the Han Solo thing.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay, but
he can act.
Look, I don't know the guy personally, but like I'm just saying, can he act? That's the thing, you know. If he can, that's all. But do we have to live within the paradigms of Robin Williams for this?
No, we don't. But they're gonna.
But if they were,
they have to look at it because the original cartoon is. Animated film it's Robin Williams that makes that film.
Yeah, I hear you.
And if they're going to move away from that, then it's not really Aladdin.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I'm hoping it's not going to be another Prince of Persia.
Did you get Jim Carrey?
Same kind of evidence.
Because he's only doing the voice.
I would, you know. I would. Jim Carrey. I could see it.
We're casting Disney films now. Who would you like to see as Aladdin?
Yeah.
I personally like to see myself. I'm Indian. I can't act for shit, but I don't think you have to. So long as you sing great. La.
Well, based on that, sure, why not?
We'll try to say.
And then you just got to get Gilbert Gottfried back as Diago. You just have to.
That's a must.
You just got to.
That's a must.
You have to have him back. That's a no-brainer.
Is that his real voice or is that a put on?
No, sometimes I feel like I'm gonna do this, but yeah, that's his real voice.
That's actually pretty good.
It's actually pretty good.
Next podcast, you do the whole podcast.
It's Gilbert Gottfried.
No thanks. But yeah, that's his real voice, man.
Wow.
He does stand up and stuff like that as well, so you should check him out. He's actually he is actually quite funny. But yeah, he'd have to come back because like I said, a lot of that will be voice work because if they do it the same as Jungle Book, you just got to get the voice talent there again. So
So the Jungle Book comes out in the UK next Friday, or this Friday even, and it comes out on the 15th of April. And that's everyone seems to be excited. It's getting good reviews, and go and see it if you can. Actually, there's one more thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys, but we've gone over time a little bit. But actually, it can hold till next week because it will be more relevant next week.
Cool.
Okay. That was it. Thanks, guys. Ken, where can we find you on Twitter or?
I'm on Kenan Akbulut. At Kenan Akbulut on Twitter. You can also check out our page on Facebook, which is obviously this one, which is Zedos Gang. We've also got a link to Dead Canary Films on YouTube and Facebook, where we've done, as a group of us, all four of us, we're involved in making some shorts and small films. So, it'd be great if you check those out as well and give us some feedback.
Okay, great. And Sach, where can we find you?
You can find me on Sacha Allari on Twitter and Facebook. Also, check out my short films at Sashland Productions. Check the website through Google. Check it up on, everything else. D, where can we find you?
At home.
At home.
At home at work.
And you can find me at Joseph Buchanan, or Zedos Gang Podcast, or JB Zedo at zedosgang.com. If anything, that's been a great show, guys.
Yeah,
thank
pleasure.
you very much.
Yeah.
This has been the Zedos Gang Podcast, and we're out.